I'm Sir Shadow. I want to talk a little bit about the proper form of how to hold your wrist when you're striking with a sword so that you don't cause any sort of a wrist injury from a repetitive bending your wrist or impacts into your wrist. If I'm pointing at my target, my wrist is aligned in a correct straight manner. When I put my sword into my hand, nothing should change. I should still be pointing at the target and my wrist should still be straight. This is the form I want when I'm striking the target. The way you achieve this is you start at the inside of the index knuckle and you go across to the base of the palm on the opposite side of your hand. That's where you lay the handle of your sword. Curl your fingers around and it's in the proper position. So when I strike with this, I don't want to have any kind of a whipping action in my wrist. I want everything to be from the elbow and from the shoulder. So if I come up and I'm trying to do some sort of a wrap shot, my wrist does not bend. Even though everything flows around and makes this whippy looking circular motion, that doesn't happen from my wrist, it happens from the elbow and the shoulder. When I'm chopping, same thing. I want my wrist to be straight at the end of this chop. And if I'm holding my sword incorrectly, what we call the hammer type grip, the sword is 90 degrees to my arm, then when I go to do a chop, I have to bend my wrist to make that chop work. And that's going to cause a repetitive wrist injury. If you have the sword in the correct position in your hand, there's no problem. It lands flat and smooth and there's no twisting or bending. So it's very, very simple. Sword in correct posture in your hand, and don't whip or don't twist your wrist when you're throwing your shots, and that'll minimize a lot of the problems people have with their wrists.